Listen closely. This isn't about saving money, it's about saving your life when everything else stops working. The average American household has just 3 days of food, according to the USDA. 3. After that, panic takes over. Grocery shelves empty in 17 hours during a disaster. FEMA's own logistics data confirms it. And when the power grid goes down, 90% of the U.S. population could die within a year from starvation, exposure, or disease. That's not a theory. That's straight from a Congressional EMP Commission report. So this countdown isn't for campers or couponers, it's for survivors. The ones who understand that when supply chains break, when trucks stop rolling, and when credit cards become useless plastic, it'll be the people who stocked smart at the dollar store who make it through. Because survival isn't about having money, it's about having foresight. These 10 items, cheap, ignored, and sitting right in your local aisle, could mean the difference between a full belly and an empty grave. Let's get started. Item number 10, instant noodles and ramen bricks. You've seen them stacked in flimsy towers at the Dollar Tree, bright wrappers screaming cheap meal. But here's the truth. Those 33C ramen packets aren't just late-night snacks. They're tactical food assets. Each brick is a 380-calorie sponge of wheat, salt, and oil designed to survive nuclear winter. Stored in a cool, dry bin, ramen lasts indefinitely. Tests from Japan's Food Research Institute found sealed noodles remained edible for over 15 years with only mild texture loss. That's longer than most marriages. More importantly, ramen's sodium load, around $1,500 billion per pack, becomes a survival electrolyte booster when you're sweating through manual labor or heat exhaustion. The seasoning packet? It's a mineral bomb. MSG, potassium, dehydrated vegetables, everything your body screams for when food diversity collapses. Add Dollar Tree canned chicken, soy sauce packets, or even peanut butter, and you've just created survival-grade protein soup. The real power lies in compact calories per cubic inch. Ramen stores 1,600 calories per square foot of shelf space, beating rice and oats for density. In crisis zones, the Red Cross distributes ramen because it cooks fast and wastes minimal fuel. You can even eat it raw as a crunchy snack if you're out of water. Mix with crushed vitamins or bouillon cubes for boosted nutrition. One pack weighs less than 4 ounces yet can restore blood pressure, hydration, and morale. Stock a crate of 50. That's 19,000 calories for under $20. When inflation crushes grocery shelves, ramen becomes more than nostalgia. It's the cheapest form of edible energy in America's collapsing food economy. Laugh now, but when your neighbor's freezer meat turns to sludge, you'll be dining on the most profitable carb in the apocalypse. Item number 9. Canned beans and lentils. Here's where survival meets science. Dollar Tree's shelves hide the single most underrated protein source known to man: beans. Pinto, kidney, black, garbanzo. They're all sitting there. 15 ounces of nutritional dynamite for $1.25. Let's talk data. One can hold roughly 400 calories, 20 grams of protein, 16 grams of fiber, and a shelf life exceeding 5 years. The USDA confirms canned legumes retain up to 95% of their nutritional value even after 2 years past expiration. That means they're biochemical tanks, loaded with complex carbs that digest slow, releasing glucose over 6 hours instead of spiking your blood sugar. In crisis, that's stability. That's stamina. The fiber prevents starvation cramps, while the protein rebuilds muscle torn from stress and labor. But here's what most people don't know. The liquid inside, that thick bean juice, is pure nutrition. It's called aquafaba, used by chefs to replace eggs. And in a pinch, it can sustain hydration and electrolyte balance. You can even ferment beans for probiotics, turning them into preservation gold. Studies show a diet high in legumes reduces mortality by 10% in low-resource environments. So while your neighbors burn through their Spam and ramen, you'll be running on low-glycemic fuel that doctors call famine-proof. Mix them with Dollar Tree rice, seasonings, or canned tomatoes, and you've got complete protein. No meat needed. Every can is a compact ecosystem of survival biology. In a world where food trucks stop rolling, Beans are the last honest meal standing. Buy 20. Stack them high. You're not just hoarding, you're investing in molecular resilience. Item number 8, canned fruit and fruit cocktail. Let me be blunt, vitamin deficiency kills faster than hunger, and when fresh produce disappears from shelves, your body will start breaking itself down for fuel. That's where Dollar Tree's canned fruit becomes more than a sweet treat. It's biochemical insurance. A 15-ounce can of fruit cocktail contains roughly 70% of the daily vitamin C you need to prevent scurvy, which still kills people in modern refugee zones. Pineapple chunks? Full of bromelain, an enzyme proven to reduce inflammation and boost immunity. Mandarin oranges, natural hydration bombs with electrolytes that mimic sports drinks. The USDA tested canned fruits stored at 75 degrees and found nutrient degradation under 10% after 5 years. That means those sugary peaches are literal time capsules of health. Drain the syrup and you've got quick carbs and clean hydration. Keep the syrup and you've got an energy source equal to glucose gel packs used in military rations. In power outages, vitamin loss leads to confusion, muscle cramps, and heart irregularities, symptoms that canned fruit prevents in seconds. During World War II, Allied ration kits included tinned fruit precisely because it stabilized morale and electrolyte function. And don't overlook the metal. It's reusable for cooking, boiling water, or creating survival stoves. Even the labels burn clean for kindling. Every can is a fruit-based IV bag for the apocalypse. Grab them by the dozen. Pears, pineapple, cherries, whatever you find. Because when the fresh aisles rot and the pharmacies close, a single can of fruit might be the sweetest, healthiest moment you get all week. Item number 7, shelf-stable milk and creamer powder. Here's the secret no one talks about. Milk isn't a beverage in crisis. It's survival chemistry. Dollar Tree's boxed shelf-stable milk and powdered creamer are nutritional miracles disguised as coffee companions. The USDA lists dried dairy as one of the top 5 calorie-dense foods per ounce, up to 2,400 calories per pound. That's nearly triple the energy of rice. One small box of ultra-high temperature, UHT milk, lasts up to 12 months unopened, even without refrigeration. Once opened, it's still good for days in cool weather. Powdered creamer. That's not just for taste, it's fat, and fat is survival gold. Each tablespoon delivers 35 calories of pure fuel, essential for brain function and hormone regulation. In cold conditions, fat literally keeps you alive by insulating organs and powering thermogenesis, the body's heat production process. Survival handbooks from the Arctic Circle rank fat higher than carbs for long-term endurance, and creamer gives you that without refrigeration. Mix powdered creamer into oats, coffee, or even instant mashed potatoes for a 20% calorie boost. You can also use it to make emergency condensed milk by blending it with sugar and water, a barterable luxury when food trade becomes real. During the pandemic supply chain shock, powdered dairy sales rose 60% globally because it was the only way families could maintain calcium intake. Each spoonful strengthens bones, nerves, and muscle recovery when nutrition goes scarce. Forget fancy protein shakes. In a world without power, that little white jar of coffee creamer becomes high-octane survival fuel. It's not comfort, it's continuity. Stock 10. Rotate yearly. Because when the trucks stop, dairy will disappear first, and you'll still be stirring cream into your coffee while the rest of the world drinks dust. Item number 6, rice and instant grains. Now we're getting into the backbone of global survival, the grain that built civilizations. Rice isn't glamorous, but it's the most calorie-efficient, shelf-stable food you can buy at the Dollar Tree, and it's quietly saving lives in every corner of the world. A single pound of white rice packs over 1,600 calories and can feed a family of 4 for a day. Sealed in an airtight container, it lasts 30 years. That's not an exaggeration. That's data from the U.S. Army's Natick Research Center, the same people who engineered MREs. And the beauty? It's fuel efficient. Rice cooks with minimal energy. 1 cup of water, 1 small flame, and you've got sustenance for hours. Pair it with beans or canned vegetables and you've achieved what nutritionists call complete protein, amino acid synergy that rivals meat. Dollar Tree's instant rice and quick oats offer a modern twist. They hydrate in minutes, saving precious fuel when propane or power is gone. Rice is also barter gold. During Venezuela's 2016 food collapse, 1 pound of rice traded for 5 times its cash value in medicine. That's how valuable grains become when systems fail. And here's something almost no one knows. Rice water, the leftover starch solution from cooking, is an electrolyte drink. It rehydrates the body faster than sports drinks, according to World Health Organization field studies. You can use it to soothe stomach issues, feed pets, or clean wounds. Stack a dozen 2-pound bags and you've built a silent fortress of calories. Every culture that survived famine did it on rice. The rich will be bidding on freeze-dried luxury meals. You'll be sitting on the grain that never dies. Cheap, compact, eternal energy. Item number 5. Peanut butter and nut spreads. Let's get one thing straight. Peanut butter isn't a snack. It's edible survival technology. Dollar Tree's 125 jars contain everything the human body needs to push through collapse. Protein, fat, calories, and stability. One 16-ounce jar holds 2,600 calories. That's 2 full days of energy in your palm. No cooking, no refrigeration, no prep, just pure endurance food. The National Peanut Board, yes, that's real, found that peanut butter remains safe to eat for up to 9 months unopened at room temperature and even longer if kept cool. But here's the secret science. The fat in peanuts is mostly monounsaturated, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. That means it fuels your brain while maintaining cardiovascular function under stress. And in survival, mental clarity beats brute strength. Spread it on crackers, stir it into oats, or eat it straight with a spoon. It stabilizes blood sugar, curbs hunger, and boosts dopamine, the motivation hormone. During World War II, the U.S. military issued peanut butter in field rations precisely because it provided dense calories that wouldn't spoil. You can also use it for more than eating. Peanut butter doubles as bait for rodents or fishing, lubricant for tools, even adhesive for sealing small punctures in containers. And if you've got pets, it's their survival ration too. Safe for dogs, packed with protein. In famine zones, nut pastes are distributed by UNICEF under the name Plumpy Nut to save malnourished children. Each packet literally reverses starvation in days. You're buying that same miracle in a plastic jar for $1.25. It's not junk food. It's the most efficient form of stored human fuel on Earth. When calories become currency, peanut butter will trade higher than gold. Item number 4. Salt, sugar, and spices. Most people laugh when they see someone stockpiling salt or sugar. They shouldn't. Those plain white crystals are the foundation of civilization. Without salt, your body stops transmitting nerve signals. Without sugar, your cells can't generate energy. And without spices, food fatigue sets in, a real psychological threat during prolonged survival. Dollar Tree sells iodized salt, pure cane sugar, and common spices that are more valuable in crisis than ammo. Let's get specific. Salt never expires. Archaeologists have found edible salt in 4,000-year-old Egyptian tombs. It preserves meat, cures hides, sterilizes wounds, and prevents hyponatremia, the deadly condition caused by sodium loss through sweat. 1 pound can purify 100 gallons of water when used with filtration cloth, according to Red Cross field data. Sugar, meanwhile, is more than sweetness. It's a metabolic accelerant. Soldiers in Afghanistan carried sugar packets not for coffee, but for shock recovery. It revives consciousness faster than oxygen in mild hypoglycemia. It's also antimicrobial. Sprinkle it on wounds, yes, seriously, and it draws out infection, a trick field medics have used for centuries. Then there's spices. Dollar Tree's cayenne, garlic, cinnamon, and black pepper aren't luxury, they're medicine. Cinnamon regulates blood sugar. Cayenne boosts circulation and prevents frostbite. Garlic powder fights bacteria and respiratory infection. In a barter economy, these become currency. One small jar of salt might buy a meal, a packet of cinnamon a night's favor. But here's the real kicker. Spices mask bland or expired food, keeping morale intact. During the Great Depression, families didn't just survive on staples, they endured because seasoning turned despair into flavor. Buy bulk, vacuum seal it, label it. You're not seasoning dinner. You're preserving civilization's taste for survival. Item number 3, pasta and shelf-stable sauces. Here's something the average prepper overlooks. Morale is just as important as calories. And nothing stabilizes morale like a hot plate of pasta when the world outside has gone to hell. Dollar Tree pasta, spaghetti, macaroni, rotini cost pocket change but could feed an army. A single pound holds 1,680 calories and lasts 25 to 30 years if sealed properly. That's not a typo. Researchers at Brigham Young University found dried pasta stored in oxygen-free containers remained safe and tasty after 3 decades. Pair it with Dollar Tree's shelf-stable tomato sauce, and you've created a survival meal that's not only filling but psychologically grounding. The carbs in pasta replenish glycogen, fueling your brain and muscles for hours. Tomato sauce adds lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to heart and immune protection even after years of storage. In fact, studies show canned or jarred tomatoes increase in antioxidant bioavailability when heated, meaning your survival spaghetti is actually medicinal. But there's more. Pasta is an ideal base for stretching other ingredients. Mix in canned tuna, beans, or powdered cheese, and you've got complete nutrition in minutes. In Italy, during World pasta was used to feed entire towns when bread ran out because it required minimal baking fuel. One small pan, one boil, and you've got 1,000 calories per serving. And the sauce? It doubles as seasoning for rice, flavoring for beans, and hydration for dry foods. It's multi-purpose fuel and comfort in one can. The real prepper knows that taste keeps morale alive and morale keeps discipline. You're not just eating, you're remembering civilization. Stack 20 pounds of pasta and 10 cans of sauce. When the shelves go empty, you'll be the one still dining like a king in a kingdom of cold rations. Item number 2, powdered drink mixes and electrolyte boosters. You might laugh now, but dehydration kills faster than starvation. 3 days without water and your body begins shutting down. But even if you've got water, without electrolytes, you're done. That's where Dollar Tree's drink mixes, Tang, Kool-Aid, hydration powders become survival medicine. Each packet transforms a gallon of stale, filtered, or boiled water into a balanced electrolyte drink that prevents heat stroke, exhaustion, and kidney failure. According to the CDC, nearly 40% of disaster fatalities involve dehydration or heat-related illness. A few spoons of sugar, citric acid, and sodium bicarbonate fix that instantly. Dollar Tree's lemonade and sports drink powders replicate the WHO's Oral Rehydration Solution (ORS) formula used in global humanitarian crises. It's the same chemistry doctors use to save children from cholera in Africa. Mix with clean water and you're creating life support on a budget. These mixes also mask the metallic or chemical aftertaste of filtered or chlorinated water, making hydration easier for kids and elderly survivors who resist drinking off-tasting water, a real issue documented in FEMA's post-Katrina reports. The sugar component gives quick energy, while the electrolytes restore nerve function and muscle performance. But here's where it gets tactical. Store drink mix in Mylar bags or sealed jars, and it lasts up to 10 years. It's light, compact, and barterable. In heat waves or power outages, a few scoops can mean the difference between alert and unconscious. Add vitamin C mixes like citrus or berry flavor, and you're preventing scurvy and fatigue at the same time. The apocalypse isn't just about calories, it's about chemistry. And these powders? They're your survival lab. When everyone else is rationing dirty water, you'll be drinking your way through the storm like a scientist with a plan. Item number 1. Canned meat and protein staples. Here's where survival gets real. Without protein, your body starts to consume itself. Muscle, organs, even the heart become fuel. That's not drama. That's biology. Dollar Tree's canned meats, tuna, chicken, Vienna sausages, sardines are the most powerful form of emergency nutrition per ounce you can buy. Each can pack 12 to 20 grams of protein essential for muscle repair, immune strength, and hormone production. And unlike dehydrated meat, it requires no water or power to prepare. Just open and eat. Shelf life, 5 years minimum, often longer. During the Iraq War, U.S. military supply tests found unopened canned meats remained safe for up to 12 years with no bacterial growth. These cans are literal fortresses, hermetically sealed, vacuum pressurized, and cooked inside the metal, killing every pathogen before storage. Tuna provides omega-3 fatty acids that sharpen brain function and reduce inflammation. Chicken delivers lean protein with minimal fat. Sardines add calcium, vitamin D, and iron, 3 nutrients nearly impossible to find post-collapse. A single can equals a survival ration that sustains a grown adult for 6 hours of manual labor. Pair it with rice, beans, or pasta, and you've built a balanced macronutrient system out of pocket change. And don't throw away the oil or liquid. It's calorie gold. Use it for cooking, lubricating tools, or fire starting. In Venezuela's blackout, canned fish became one of the top-traded commodities, worth more than cash in urban barter markets. You want power? It's in the protein. Dollar Tree shelves are lined with survival-grade meat that the average shopper ignores. Stock it deep, rotate it yearly, and guard it like treasure. Because when the world stops producing fresh food, the man with canned protein doesn't just survive, he dominates. Let's be real. You're not going to rise to the occasion when disaster hits. You're going to fall to the level of your preparation, and that level is built right now in calm times under fluorescent lights at your local Dollar Tree. Every can, every lighter, every roll of tape you throw in your cart is a vote for survival when the system fails. The Department of Energy says the U.S. grid suffers over 500 major outages every year, and it's getting worse. Add in global food inflation, diesel shortages, cyber attacks, and supply chain collapses, and the cracks in civilization are already showing. You think FEMA's coming? Their own audit admits they can only reach 1 in 10 households during a full-scale blackout. The rest are on their own. So when that happens, when the lights go out, the trucks stop, and the shelves turn to dust, it won't be the rich who make it. It'll be the ones who paid attention. The ones who stocked up quietly, cheaply, intelligently. You. Because while everyone else is waiting for rescue, you'll be sitting on food, warmth, and light bought for pennies on the dollar. That's not luck. That's strategy. So don't wait for headlines to tell you it's too late. Go now. Walk those aisles like your life depends on it, because one day it will. And when that day comes, you won't just survive. You'll thrive in the ruins.